Hello, beautiful people of the world, are here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the previous episode, we saw my favorite memory in the entire game, or at least one of them. There's still a couple later that we haven't seen yet that are also pretty great, but that one is always going to be one of my personal favorites because of reasons I mentioned in the previous episode, so yay! And in today's video, we're going to be continuing on over this way to hopefully reach the giant flying thingy that we saw a couple videos ago, except not really, because there's no way we're ever going to be able to get that in this video, because that's still a ways away, but we can dream. So we go over this way now, and really wasn't hoping that it would be raining right now, because this next side quest kind of involves us taking care of a couple things we might have to be able to see and things like that. And also, previous episode, we also got the white horse, so that's exciting as well. So let's head over this way. We're still working on taming it for a bit, so it's going to take a bit to fully train Eggnog and things like that, so it's probably going to be going off the beaten path, and that's not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but hopefully it won't be as bad as Waffles or whatever that first horse's name was. So over here, and we can see that, what's-his-face is up there. I always feel bad because I can never remember this guy's name off the top of my head. Cass, that's what her name is. ... Oh. I did not hear you approach. I was lost in this song written by my late teacher. He passed away several years ago, you see, and this was the last song he taught me. Excuse me, I fear I may have gotten carried away. Nostalgia would do that to a person. I know a song about this place. Would you like to hear the ancient verse passed down in this region? Let's hear it. Excellent. Without further ado. Do you think the rings in the song refer to these oddly-shaped rocks? And what of the shrine? There's a mystery to be uncovered here, that's for sure, and I get the feeling that truth is beyond my wildest imagination. May the light illuminate your path. The two rings. So, Cass is on the right track where we need to look for two rings to be able to fire an arrow through. Now, the exact one is a little bit tricky to figure out. It's going to require... That was a stupid shield. So, the exact one is going to take a little bit of trial and error to figure out, or if you have skills like me, then you'll know exactly where we need to go all the time, every day, and every week, and every cup of eggnog. That's a phrase the cool kids say, right? 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 Alright, in all seriousness, this puzzle isn't actually all that difficult. Once you figure out which two rings you need to fire an arrow through. So, what we want to do is, I believe, it's around here somewhere, I know that for a fact. It's not this one, I just need to look around the area a little bit. Aha, I remember now, it's this one. So, go over here, crouch down, fire an arrow right here, and you should be fine. Like I said, you should be fine. Yay, third time's the charm. To you who sits foot in the shrine, I am Sheem and Dagoze, in the name of the goddess I live by are for this trial. Moving in parallel, Sheem Dagoze's shrine. So this is a pretty fun shrine. So what we want to do is that whenever you step on these switches, these platforms will start tilting. It's not really all that difficult, though. It's a pretty simplistic shrine. Like, we've already finished that one. And for this one, it's also pretty simplistic. You just want to have that roll down, and then the orb will go over in that direction. Then you'll quickly move over here, and then when that's done, go back over here. It's very simplistic. I honestly have a theory that maybe this is one of the first shrines that they made for this build of the game. Because whenever you're developing a game like this, you go through a lot of trial and error with dungeons to figure out what puzzles work and things like that. So it's one of my personal favorite theories that this is probably one of the first shrines that they ever worked on for the game, at least for the final build of the game. And that's just me. The Great Thunderblade. Now, that's the only treasure chest in the shrine, but it honestly doesn't really feel like it should be, because I don't know, it just feels like there should be something up there that we can climb to, but we can't, and I desperately tried in my first playthrough, but there was nothing up there. And also that trick that I was doing with the stasis on the platform, I did that because this platform usually moves really quickly, and it's kind of impossible to jump on unless you do stasis on it before going onto the button. Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks to the promise of a hero. Oh, right, skip. May the goddess smile upon you. Don't bother skipping it, I'll do it for you. You know what we haven't seen in a while? I think we're going to take a Wolflink with us on our journey today. Now, I haven't exactly kept my promise a couple of videos back when I mentioned that I was trying to play Twilight Princess alongside the Let's Play so that Wolflink can also get more hearts as time goes on. I haven't been doing that, admittedly, because I keep knowing that as soon as I get further into a playthrough of Twilight Princess that they're going to announce a Switch port, and even though Skyward Sword HD just came out, then I don't know, just something tells me that's going to happen if I try going to too much effort with that. Jido Bridge, alright. Alright, Wolflink, let's go. Wolflink and Eggnog. The most powerful team up in the world. I remember as a kid, Pixar movies, they'd always, like, advertise them by having pairs of characters always together and things like that. And I don't know why, but that always annoyed me because, like, every couple years when they'd have another commercial like that, they'd usually always use the same characters. And I know that Pixar movies weren't didn't have the highest of quantity back then, like there weren't a whole lot of them, but still, it always annoyed me. It was like Buzz and Woody, Mike and Sully, Marlin and Nemo, Marlin and Dory, and it's like, I love Pixar movies and all, but there's only so many times that you can have that commercial play and it not annoy me. Ah! Shiny! We'll wait on the shiny until a little bit later, but first we need to go talk to you. Okay, I admit you helped. I didn't need it, so don't expect any thanks, but you can have this if you want. Monster extract. A result of Kilton's research into monsters. This is a spice that can be used to punch up dishes while cooking. Apparently it can be used to make a number of monstrous meals. I'm so embarrassed you had to rescue me again. Ugh. Anyway, I haven't given up the search for that Kilton guy and his fang and bone, but I haven't gotten anywhere yet either. Apparently he shows up after dark or where you'd least expect him. It could be anywhere in the world. But mark my words, I'll find him someday. You know, there is a Let's Play out there created by somebody with a magnificent mustache who made a convenient video showcasing every location he's in. I'm just saying, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So, the next area we're going towards is going to be over this way. There is a shrine down there, and I believe there's another one over in that direction. We're not going to be going for either of them in today's video because there's a better place and time for that. I keep saying that, but they're all going to be uploaded on this channel, so it doesn't really make sense to say different place or whatever. Let's just say episode number is what I mean when I say place or I'm focusing too much energy on that. It was a dumb comment. It was a dumb sentence that I said with my dumb mouth. We're going to go over this way now. There are a couple of treasure chests. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Okay, that actually legitimately scared me. Oh, okay, I gotta say, on the video replay, dang you, Doki Doki Literature Club! I just did a playthrough of that, and I was like video capturing like every other second in that game. That was a very different game than I was expecting it to be. I won't say anything further than that in this video because, wow, that was certainly an interesting one. Let's head over this way now. This area is probably one of the more difficult towers to get to because there's so many powerful enemies nearby, so if you're low on hearts or stamina, this one may give you trouble. And these wizards will also occasionally make it rain, which if you're not at the tower already, will make it even more difficult to get over this place. Now there are some treasure chests in this area, and I do believe there's more than just this one, but I'm not going to be going out of my way to get every single one of them in this area because I honestly just don't really feel like it. So this one, hello there, buddy, old pal. Excuse me. Okay, maybe a spear would be a better idea. And I'm gonna jump over here. You definitely don't want to be in the water when the electrical attacks go near you, because when that happens, then you're going to get shocked, and it's going to make trying to get to this tower even more difficult. But if you took the route that I took, then you should be okay. And objectively, you could probably also glide from those mountains up there, but I usually find myself having to swim through the water anyway when I'm trying to do that. And there's like some fancy magical speedrunning trick to bypass all that. Okay, I really want to see if I can get to the top of the tower before it... Oh, that freaked me out. We couldn't even make it to the top of the tower before the blood moon. And I love you, Zelda, and all, but we're going to skip the cutscene because we've seen this a million times already. Whoa, that was cool. The thunderstorm and the rain, the blood moon, and all that cool stuff. That was like the coolest blood moon we've ever seen in this game. And before we look around the area, I would like to go into the map real quick because I did promise in the previous episode in the playlist that I would zoom into the map a bit more to showcase exactly where the White Horse can be found. So around the Sofula Hill, this is the area that you want to look for. So particularly in this spot right here is exactly where you're going to be wanting to look. So it's really not that far away from where you start that side quest, so you should be able to take care of it no problem as long as you have enough stamina. It's quite high. If only I was a birdman. Boo! Ah! Where'd you come from? Don't scare me like that. How'd you get up here? I suppose I could ask me the same question. You see, I've dedicated my life to study of birdmen. Their flight mechanics fascinate me. Given their weight, it should be physically impossible for them to fly with wings of their size. I just don't get it. I was standing on ground watching the skies, and suddenly this tower erupted beneath my feet. I've been stuck up here since with no way to get down. But my misfortune is a blessing in disguise. You see, this tower is the perfect place to observe birdmen in their natural habitat. Oh my, now that you've climbed up here, how will you get down without falling? I suppose you're stuck here too. I'll just fly down. What? You can fly? You can fly like Birdman? Is that true? I thought it was impossible for Eileen to fly like a birdman. It's more like gliding then. That's still a step in the right direction. If I can analyze their glide distance and trajectory, it may help us understand the science of birdman flight. Then maybe one day I'll finally realize my dream will become a bird! Would you mind participating in a short research study? I want to see how far you can glide. You'll be compensated for your time and travel, depending on how far you fly. So how about it? I'll glide for you. Marvelous! Our findings today may prove to be a cornerstone of Birdman research for generations to come. However, you are merely gliding, not flying, making this a rather dangerous research project. As such, a liability fee of 20 rupees will be necessary to proceed. You know, in case I have to file an incident report. Who would you file an incident report to? Okay. Alright. Landing elevation, wind direction, stamina usage. Keep all these in mind as you consider the furthest destination you can reach by gliding. If you're ready, let's take you to the skies. Birdman Research Study, go! Will you just keep pointing like that all day? He totally will, that's funny. So I'm going to try the tried and true formula of using the super awesome bomb technique. So, that's not exactly how I wanted to do that. It's been a little while since I've been able to pull off that trick. Okay, come on. We're not going to be able to pull this off. I did the trick wrong, but we'll keep going anyway, because I do believe Wolflink returned to Twilight Princess. I'm sorry they are trapped in a lesser game. I'm joking. I love Twilight Princess. It's just that's my personal least favorite of the 3D Zelda games. I do like the game. It's just that it's a weird one. Like everything I like about that game, like every other Zelda game, does better. But that's not the point of this video. This isn't a Twilight Princess Let's Play. This is a Breath of the Wild Let's Play. I did it.
Ah.
Let's see here. You flew 553.7 meters. Miles, whatever the M is supposed to stand for. Small steps that lead to great strides in the long run. Alright, your compensation. Isn't the collection of prices reached data compensation enough? No? Fine. Well, a promise is a promise. Here's a reward. 21 rupees. Oh, fine. I'll make it 50 rupees. Now, I'm going to try this again because I do believe we can get better rubies if we go further. So we're going to try this one more time. But I'm going to use fancy editing magic to make it so you don't have to see the same gameplay all over again. But before we do that, I'm just going to leave that there for you. Look, something shiny! Finish! Exclamation point! Marvelous! What a breathtaking flight. I never dreamed a Highland could fly 626 point... It's Stitch! Experiment 626! Yes! Just like Lilo and Stitch. Your methods may have been unconventional. I didn't see you flap your arms once, but they were effective. The field of Birdman research will benefit greatly from this data. You deserve heavy compensation for your stellar efforts. Please take this, and we get 100 rupees. That was the longest flight yet, but I bet you can set an even better record next time. So if you're still up for it, why not glide down again? No, go away, I don't like you. Okay, but please come back soon. It's very boring up here.